In the world of myths, some creatures were so powerful that even death couldn't stop them. Instead, they were trapped, cursed, and forced to live through long and impossible prison sentences. From ancient monsters to fearsome gods, these beings survived years and sometimes even centuries of pain and loneliness. But how did they break free? What kind of prisons could hold such powerful beings? In today's video, we'll dive deeper into the stories of 10 mythical creatures who survived horrible prison sentences. Stay tuned, as some creatures literally had to eat themselves alive to overcome their imprisonment. Number 10. Typhon. So, a long time ago, there was this giant monster called Typhon. He had 100 heads. Yes, 100. And each of those heads breathed fire. Every time he exhaled, everything around him turned to ashes. Typhon was a trouble from the start, but things really got out of hand when he decided to confront the gods, and his main target was Zeus, the mighty god of sky and thunder. All this chaos so that he could claim heaven for himself. Zeus, with the help of other gods, battled Typhon with all their might. After a fierce and chaotic battle, Zeus managed to overpower Typhon. With one final mighty strike, he imprisoned Typhon under the depths of Mount Etna. The ground shook, and the mountain erupted in a fiery explosion as Typhon was trapped beneath its molten layers. People still tell tales of how Mount Etna's fiery eruptions are the result of Typhon's furious screams from beneath the earth. Number 9. Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong is another legend showing how defying the gods can land you in deep trouble. Known as the Monkey King, Sun Wukong was famous for his incredible strength and magical powers, but his boundless arrogance and disobedient spirit pushed him to challenge the divine order. Sun Wukong angered the heavens and even fought against the gods in his search for ultimate power. To teach Sun Wukong a lesson, the Buddha himself took action. He was trapped beneath a massive mountain, its weight pressing down on him. For 500 long years, he was imprisoned in darkness. His powers were neutralized, leaving him powerless. Every day was a struggle as he faced the crushing reality of his actions. Number 8. Prometheus. Prometheus, the legendary figure from Greek mythology, faced a spine-chilling fate for defying the gods. Bound to a mountain, Prometheus was sentenced to eternal imprisonment. Each day, an eagle would eat his liver. But wait, there's more to this terrifying tale. By the next morning, his liver would regenerate, only for the horrible cycle to repeat over and over again. Prometheus stole fire from Zeus and gave it to humanity. Now, what he did was simply to help humanity and to help them progress. But to the mighty Zeus, this was an act of betrayal. Why? Because fire symbolized divine power and knowledge that Zeus wanted to keep for himself. To punish Prometheus, he chained him to a rocky cliff where an eagle was set to visit him every day. The eagle pecked at his liver, and Prometheus watched in horror and agony. He couldn't do anything, just lied there and waited until his cruel punishment was over. Number 7. Ahriman. At number 7, we have Ahriman, the dark and destructive spirit from Zoroastrian mythology. Ahriman is the very example of pure hatred, and his punishment, it was as severe as his evilness. An endless imprisonment in complete darkness, where he stayed for a whopping 3,000 years. But what turned him into such a force of evil? Long ago, Ahriman, driven by jealousy and rage, thought to destroy all that was good and peaceful. His evilness spread like a curse, bringing sickness, drought, and suffering wherever he went. His era of terror continued until Ahura Mazda, the god of light and goodness, decided enough was enough. Ahura Mazda used all his divine power to create a powerful and dazzling light. This light formed a massive globe around Ahriman. At first, Ahriman remained confident that he would definitely win this battle, but he couldn't have been more wrong. The moment Ahura Mazda revealed his power, Ahriman was overpowered, not by light, but by the darkness. His angry roars and cries echoed as he was dragged into the heart of this prison. And there, Ahura Mazda trapped Ahriman for 3,000 years. Once a force of never-ending chaos, this powerful being was now confined in darkness. People believe that he waited desperately to face his final judgment, so his suffering would end. Number 6. Azazel. Imagine being stranded in a dark, endless desert with no hope of escape, forced to stay there until the end of time. Sounds terrifying, right? Well, that's exactly what happened to Azazel. But here's the twist. He wasn't an innocent victim. Azazel was pure evil and fully deserved his harsh punishment. In Jewish mythology, Azazel is known for teaching humans forbidden knowledge, such as making weapons for war and using makeup for deception. His actions threw the world into chaos, spreading immorality and corruption on a massive scale. And of course, this didn't sit well with God. As punishment, Azazel was sent to a barren desert, but this wasn't your typical prison. There were no stone walls or iron bars, just an endless dark wasteland with no beginning or end. No matter how much he fought or struggled, there was no escape, only the eternal wait for Judgment Day. Thought Azazel's punishment was terrifying? Well, get ready, because the fate of the next mythological character will send shivers down your spine. Number 5. Fenrir. Fenrir, the giant wolf from Norse mythology, was born to the demonic gods Loki and Angrboda, and for this reason, the gods were terrified of him. With his incredible strength, they knew nothing good could come from him. They tried to chain him twice, but Fenrir quickly broke free each time. Desperate, the gods asked the dwarves, master craftsmen of the realms, to forge something unbreakable. The result? Gleipnir, a magical ribbon made from bizarre ingredients, like a cat's footfall, a woman's beard, a mountain's roots, a bear's nerves, a fish's breath, and a bird's spit. Ever wonder why you don't see these things anymore? Now you know. They bound Fenrir. But even that wasn't enough to fully control the beast. To keep Fenrir silent, the gods forced a sword into his mouth. Now he's bound and silenced, waiting for Ragnarok. On that day, he'll finally break free and release chaos upon the world. Number 4. Atlas. At number 4, we have Atlas, the mighty titan from Greek mythology. After losing the war against Zeus and the Olympian gods, Atlas received one of the harshest punishments ever. He was condemned to hold up the sky for eternity. But how did this happen? During the 10-year series of battles, also known as the Titanomachy, a war broke out between the Titans and Olympians. In these battles, Atlas fought courageously alongside his fellow Titans. However, Zeus and his siblings overpowered the Titans with their immense strength. Once the Titans were defeated, Zeus punished Atlas by forcing him to bear the heavens forever. This showed his great defeat and strength, now wasted, as he held up the sky instead of ruling the universe. Number 3. Tantalus. Once a favored king and son of Zeus, Tantalus had the honor of dining with the gods on Mount Olympus. With access to their divine secrets and gifts, the gods trusted him. But Tantalus broke that trust in the worst way possible. Not only did he steal ambrosia, the food of the gods, but he committed an even greater crime that shocked even the gods. To test their wisdom, Tantalus served this food to his son, Pelops. The gods, horrified by his cruelty, saw through the terrible trick. Tantalus was condemned to suffer for eternity as punishment for his unforgivable betrayal. He was placed in a pool of water with heavy branches and ripe fruit hanging just above his head, but the water would shrink whenever he tried to drink or eat, and the fruit would rise high. Tantalus was forever doomed to hunger and thirst. Number 2. Loki. Loki, the trickster god of Norse mythology, faced one of the most painful punishments. After his wrongdoings, including plotting to kill the beloved god Balder, the gods chose to lock him away in a cave. They bound Loki with chains made from the entrails of his own son, Narfi. It sounds like something straight out of a nightmare, doesn't it? But this was just the beginning. The gods didn't stop there. They had a serpent placed above Loki, its venom dripping relentlessly onto his face. His loyal wife, Sigyn, stayed by his side, catching the venom in a bowl to spare him from the worst pain. However, whenever she had to empty the bowl, Loki would be exposed to the venom drip again. And now, brace yourself for the most mind-blowing mythological imprisonment of all time. Number 1. Tiamat. Tiamat, a dragon from ancient Mesopotamian myths, was punished in a way that seems almost unbelievable. To stop her, the gods decided to split her enormous body in half and make the world out of it. Tiamat, the powerful dragon goddess of the Salt Sea, was the mother of many gods. After her partner, Apsu, was killed by the gods, her rage grew more and more. She gathered the sea gods and prepared to battle Marduk, the god of thunderstorms. Marduk agreed to face her in order to become the king of the gods. The clash was horrifying. Marduk cleverly used the winds to weaken Tiamat. Then, With one powerful strike, he shot an arrow straight into her heart, defeating her. But the story didn't end there. Marduk cut Tiamat's body in half. One half became the sky, the other became the earth. That's right, Tiamat's body wasn't just defeated, it was transformed into the very world we live in. Want to know more myths and legends that continue to captivate your imagination? Visit our channel for more thrilling videos. We've got fascinating tales waiting for you, each one more interesting than the last.